future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
In a world of boring talk, misinformation, and mindless chatter, two superheroes emerge from the ashes. Ben, is this ashes or ashes?
Bring the action.
Happy hour with Ben and Alexander. Pull up a chair. Raise a glass. And join in the chat. It's talk radio with jazz hands.
Oh my God, you had to say that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Another Tuesday night here
And
in Los
gentlemanly
Angeles.
ladies.
All right. Did you see the eye roll on this in which you heard the song? Come on.
Oh my God. So every week, I don't think we can get more glamorous, because I know I'm not.
Touche, me either. Not the way it's been going lately.
No,
but tonight.
You know, I hate going to the market. I hate getting out of the car.
The market?
The market? I'm trying to be retro.
Okay, all right.
I hate going to the market.
Okay.
Harrods, sweetie, Harrods.
Okay.
No,
I'll follow
I
it.
hate going out of the house because you have to put shoes on
It's
and
a
underwear.
task.
It's just
It's a
whatever.
task.
So I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't have hairspray, but I have bug
We
spray.
did. Hold on that note, we did run out of hairspray while getting ready.
Can
And
you
that's
tell?
why it looks like this today.
I look like it. Remember we just watched that
I know,
last
and I got
night?
so much I just found whatever I could to try to get to the same
It's
place.
Halloween, so
what
let's
are you
go
gonna
with
do?
that.
What are you gonna do?
But every week we've been getting more and more glamorous. Last week, Patricia Kelly.
This week,
The Michael Maron.
and
Karen Cadle.
I know it's gonna be a big show.
It's like
I know.
it's like a double whammy.
When when we were even doing the sound cues, we were getting really excited about this.
Wait till you guys hear your sound cues.
Yeah.
A little bit later. A little bit later.
Oh, I know. Me too. He's looking for Britney. We're all looking for
Britney.
Britney. Britney's looking for Britney.
So Michael Maron is the beauty. Well, it's like he's the, but then he's also the and the secondary and third area, but first area.
The list
first
goes,
area. Do you like my word?
First area. We make it up.
He did the very first celebrity makeover on TV with Phyllis Diller. And do you remember the joke I said? It wasn't like the swan, it was like the turtle.
You love Phyllis Diller.
No, I do.
But
come
know.
on, as your first way
I know.
out, that's a challenge.
The challenge? Yeah.
Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller.
I can't wait. And he was on the Oprah. Not only was he on the Oprah show many times, he was the only guest on Oprah.
On the stage.
Oh, and did her makeup
That's huge.
on air.
Yeah, that's kind of massive.
Yeah.
I think that's on a clip too, right?
Oh, yes, it's on the YouTube clip that we have up on our
On our
webpage.
blog. Go to sauceoutproductionsblog.com.
And Karen Cadle she's produced
Check out the website.
Produced
Like
and
right
directed.
now. Like
No, it's-
while you guys are online, go to the
Karen
website.
Cadle
Yeah,
International.
Karen Cadle International and Michael Maron Beauty. You guys check these out. Check them out right now so you guys know what's coming up in just a little bit.
produced, directed TV segments around these stars. And you know who I go crazy for. Bette Davis, my God, is that me? Bette Davis, Elizabeth Taylor, and the beloved Audrey Hepburn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speechless.
I think
This
everyone's
whole
going to be
month I've been
speechless.
speechless.
Yeah, I think last show I sat there in like awe of listening to our guests, and I think this
I know.
week it's going to be the same way.
I listened back to the show, and we were like,
I wish I could have seen it because it would have made
imagine?
more sense.
Poor Mrs. Kelly was like,
I got to keep this show
"Oh,
going on myself.
This is a special needs show.
Oh no! Oh
Sing
no!
it in the rain.
Save the email.
Yes.
Save the phone
Okay,
calls
okay, okay.
to michaelmaronbeauty.com and check out what's about to come on. It's about to be a fun ride, guys.
Don't put michaelmaronbooty.com, beauty.com.
Beauty.
It'll end up a whole different experience.
Sorry, guys.
All right, let's
do it.
Let's
Hit
do
it,
it.
Natasha.
Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine.
Feel like Gloria Swanson. You look like a mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing you some beauty tonight. We are live from Sunset Gower Studios, and Sasa Radio couldn't be prouder to present one of the world's top beauty authorities, makeup artist, cosmetic developer, best-selling beauty author, and celebrity photographer, Michael Maron.
Well, some of us are beautiful.
Welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Alexander, and thank you, Ross Matthews, for inviting me here.
I'm out. Natasha, cut it.
Call it like you see it.
I'm going to go
Call
eat a
it
bowl
like
full
you
of
see it.
sushi. Are you kidding
I
me? Are you
love
kidding
him.
me?
So do I.
I don't.
So do I.
He needs a stylist, and he needs some makeup help. Am I wrong?
He's not gonna say anything.
I love everything about him.
So do I. So
Right?
do I. So do I. He's doing exactly what they want him to do. He started off. He's
Ross
Ross.
the intern. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, get over it over
I'm
here.
kidding.
It
You
was
were
either
talking-
that or going to be Nathan Lane, one of them.
I don't really mean it. You were talking about your high voice. So I said that.
What do you mean, my high voice?
No,
Michael
no, no.
Maron?
There you go.
You mean it.
Okay, I mean it.
We are so excited. Oh, I think you have to pull your microphone up just a
Just
little
a touch. Just so, yeah.
You know, the
there we go.
microphone is moving. It has a life of its own.
Yes, it
or
does.
It's,
It's
happy to see
haunted.
me.
It's
very
Oh.
just like all of us in
both.
here.
It's haunted, haunted. Michael, what haven't you done? Let's just do that. That'll be easier for our listeners.
I never had a singing career, which is really what I wanted most.
That is
It's never too late.
I think you'd be a rap
You
star.
haven't heard me. Actually, I sung at Don't Tell Mamas in New York.
We did an event there.
I-
What song did you
I
sing?
heard.
I Feel Pretty.
I don't get around much anymore. But, you tell me who.
I don't. Who's it by?
Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington?
That's what I said. Duke
No,
Ellington.
I was giving you a little.
Yeah.
A little
quiz.
A little
Yeah,
test.
a
A little
little
test.
test.
Well, I failed that one, guys.
You did the first ever Hollywood star makeover book, which to me, that takes some cajones.
Cajones.
That's Spanish for cojones.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
Well, I'm going to ask you, how did it happen?
I just had this rapport, and Karen knows very well who's coming on, what a rapport is like with stars. And they trusted me. And whenever I did a photo session, I always did my own makeup. And I would always do a Polaroid. And I saved them. So there was always a before and an after. And then I would show, if they were famous, I would show, well, actually, every actress, I would show them the Polaroid, and I would say, may I keep this for future clients? If they said no, I would give it to them.
Oh.
No one ever said no. And so I kept it, and then somebody said, you should write a book. These are astounding, the difference before and after makeup. And I took it to New York, got a publisher, and before I knew it, I was doing a makeover book.
That's crazy to me. Where did your fascination with makeup start?
Well, I've been a painter ever since I was
12, right?
Well, a professional.
Professional, yeah, I
that's when
apologize.
Child prodigy.
I don't apologize for anything. Who you're talking to. At any rate, where was I?
Talking about painting.
This
How did
happy
you get
hour is
into
getting to my
makeup?
head. I love this happy
little
hour.
more.
Ross, could you pass the calamari?
How
please?
dare you, sir? How
Absolutely.
dare you?
It's on its way.
Ben. Well, the calamari's on its way.
That one's Alexander on Ben.
We look alike, I know.
It happens.
It is the drink.
It's my Guatemalaness.
That's always our plan, to get everyone a little. No,
Because then the mouth starts to blah, blah, blah.
So my joke would have been funnier if I got the name right.
but it was
Okay,
still
yeah,
funny.
It was.
It was still funny.
It was funny.
I like that.
Thank
Says she for this one. No, but how did you get into working with makeup from painting?
Oh, yes. So it came natural to me. And then I wore many hats in my life. And I used to work in television production before I was on television.
Whoa.
And I actually loved that. And in between, takes, I would hang around the makeup room and watch the girls get made up. And I thought, I could do that. Wow. It's nothing more than painting a face. A face is your canvas. And I went home and practiced on various women at the time. And before long, I figured, let me do this for my photo sessions. I don't need a makeup artist. And then Wilhelmina, do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hello,
Your
Wilhelmina
time?
models,
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
I was a Wilhelmina model.
So you both look very young. I thought maybe you wouldn't know. but-
Absolutely.
I was
We
their
know
cream cheese
Wilhelmina.
model. I did quite well.
Okay.
In the
God.
60s. Mhm.
Oh,
She
no.
was alive at the time.
Yes.
And she loved my results. She loved the makeup, and she started sending me top models. And the top models led to some celebrities, and before long, a lot of celebrities. And I never did makeup to try to be a makeup artist. I never trained to be a makeup artist. And I never did it for anything but the passion of painting a face and helping a woman look her very best, to bring out her assets and to bring out her differences. Because I think the most unique faces have things that are unusual about them.
Thank you.
And I reveled in that. And
I like your style.
Thank you. And then the book came out, and my life changed. I never was a photographer again.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it took up. It was the best-selling beauty book of the '80s.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Well,
and
and that's the launch. I mean, in the 80s was the launch of the super. I mean, just the fashion in general. I mean, it was just this boom, and to know you were a part of that. That's huge. That is a massive.
But the lesson here, I think, if I could pass it on to somebody, is never do anything to try to win or be the best or be famous. When you hear on American Idol on shows like that, when a contestant says, I want to be famous, it just bothers every bone in my body. You must do things because you just love
them.
It's your mission almost. It's not to make money or to be famous.
But I think that passion reads in, and whether you're a singer, you can tell when a singer's not passionate, that they're technically fine. You can tell when an actor is not passionate, but they hit the mark. Also, we have a call?
Yeah, we have a caller. Let's bring him on. Hey, caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello there, I'm Joan Ryan.
Hey,
Miss Joan Ryan at joanryan.com. How are you?
Hi, Joan.
Hello there, Michael Maron.
I know you were on this show, and this was not planned. In fact, nothing was planned. You guys never even gave me notes. I don't even know who's who.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Ross Matthews, and this is Chelsea Handler.
There you go. Ross and Chelsea and Natasha.
How are you?
Hi, Joni.
How are you doing out in New York, Joan?
I'm doing great. My favorite guys are over there on the radio.
Well, we love you. We were just talking about Don't Tell Mamas, where I know you always kill it. But Joni, I'm sure you know, is doing a huge show at 54 Below Saturday
Don't we
night,
know?
right?
Yes, we
know.
very well.
We'd love to be there.
I wish I was there for you, Joni.
I wish you guys would be here with me. We're here with me. But I have to tell you my favorite Michael Maron story.
Yes,
Can I tell
please.
you my Maron
Please.
story?
Please do.
I love Michael Maron. He's one of my best friends and one of the most talented guys I know. And when I was first starting out, and I didn't have an image, I just had kind of myself, Michael Maron decided that he was going to do a big makeover, and he had me cut my hair short and put me in man clothes, and it was the most
Where are these
amazing,
pictures?
Sort of
amazing
Jane
pictures.
Jane Oliver-ish.
Love. Where are these pictures?
And he picked up Michael has them. I'm sure Michael has them in a drawer somewhere. I know I do. They were very Judy Garland, weren't they?
Oh,
Very sort of Jane Oliver,
They really
Judy
were.
Garland, but
They really were.
It was great.
well,
Yeah.
But Michael has such vision that it really, I trusted everything he put me in, and he was right. Now we have to figure something else out.
what a small world, but good company keeps good company. So
Everything is 6 degrees.
to know that you
Yes,
guys are
sir.
really good friends is whatever. So Joan, you have a little gift for our listeners, don't you?
I do?
For our listeners in New York, Joan Ryan is offering a discount for her tickets.
Oh,
Go put in your discount code at 54 Below at Ryan5.
Ryan5, guys, mark it down.
I think it's J Ryan 5.
Well, how dare you?
Right?
Yeah,
It's J Ryan 5.
Yes.
Jay Ryan, we'll make sure that's on our
Ryan5.
blog too for everyone.
And of course, I saw the show in L.A. and it's
Unbelievable,
enjoy
right?
it.
She's you've never heard a range like this in your life. The notes this girl hits.
Yes.
Even
But it's
at-
the passion, too.
Even at your age, Joni.
I take that as a compliment.
It really is, because that's how long
Because
I've
I
known
don't
her.
think most girls my age can sing like that.
They
That's
really
what I would
can't.
say.
Yeah,
Her
yes,
voice only
ma'am.
gets better. It's freaky. Other singers say that too. That it's freaky what the notes she can hit and sustain these notes.
Yeah, it really
Agree.
is.
Right?
You got one hell of a
Yeah.
voice, Miss Ryan.
We love you,
Thank you,
Joan.
guys.
Good luck this weekend. We're there with you in spirit.
I love you too.
And Sushi.
You're lucky you get to be there with Michael. Have the best time, you guys.
Right,
Thank you,
thanks,
Joan.
Joan. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Joni.
All righty.
How do you deal with being starstruck? Because I get starstruck. When I met Patti LuPone, I spilled water all over her dressing room. I freaked out, passed out, and it was
It
it was
happens.
problematic.
It happens.
I never deal with it. I relish in it.
No.
I I grew up in LA, so I'm used to it. But if I really love somebody's, and I know this is going to sound weird because I come from the beauty world, if I really love somebody's talent, not their looks, the looks is secondary to me, believe it or not, I am in awe. I was talking about that with Karen, who's coming on, and she feels the same way. You never get over being in awe of talent.
That's beautiful.
That's very. I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you. I mean, just looking at your site right now, there's legends up here. Betty White, Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett even said Michael's approach is based on the feeling that beauty is a matter of feeling good about oneself, liking oneself, and doing whatever it is necessary to enhance those feelings.
And it's so funny you just said Carol Burnett, because I wanted to ask you about Carol Burnett. We know that she's not conventionally the most beautiful woman. In fact, she tried to make her early career at building upon that.
But she is so
and
just you can't take your eyes off of her.
But the work you did, and I know some makeup artists try to be, I've transformed her into Bette Davis, or I've transformed them. You don't transform anybody. You bring out their natural features, and you've made Carol Burnett look beautiful, but she still is Carol Burnett.
Well, it also depends on what they want. Like my notes from Phyllis Diller, because I think
my
God,
book were they legible? They were built in confetti.
My notes was make me beautiful.
I love it.
It was. She just wanted to go to a new level, a different extreme.
Well, she probably could have used
And
that.
I made her. I actually think she.
Now.
Those photos, if you look at that first book, she kind of looked like one of the Gabors.
That's interesting.
Right?
You are right.
That is.
Could she really use those photos I did for a career? Not so much. Not really. But it got me far. Yeah. You know, it was. It depends on the needs of the client. So if they say I want a natural look, I look for what's the most beautiful in their natural look. If they want glamour, which is I think the show is all about, right?
Yeah.
Today's show.
Yeah.
That's why I wore this hairdo.
Yeah.
I look like a pinata on my head.
You guys with the red ties, I should have worn a red tie.
You should. We should have like red ties just lined up in here for people to grab and put on.
That's a
for
cute
the show.
idea. Maybe like a happy hour outfit.
A little
Should
bow
be
tie.
a
A Halloween
requirement.
costume?
Yeah. Requirement.
Requirement. I like it. Michael, what we do for our listeners is we entice, and so promise you will come back.
Oh, are you? I'm such a ham. Are you kidding?
And before we give what is your one advice, a small advice that any woman could use as far as when they put makeup on? Anything that you can tell any of our listeners that just anything simple or whatever you might think.
Concealer is the most important product there is. Most women either avoid that step and they have the circles under the eyes, or they overdo it and they wear a full face of foundation, which you don't normally need. You're rolling your eyes as if you wear that.
No, I'm getting big because it happens sometimes. You know, sometimes we have late nights.
Of course.
But that's true.
You could just spot cover everything. You don't really need to wear foundation or a tinted moisturizer. I really need to come back and talk about makeup because I think the listeners really want to hear that
we should
and
do
not
a
my
live...
backstory. They're not interested in my backstory.
Of course they are, but we would absolutely love that aspect.
Maybe we should do like a
too.
makeover on the air.
On the air, but you know I don't actually do hands-on makeup anymore. Been there, done that.
I will be your hands. Mold me. Use me, my
Whose
Maron.
face? No.
Let's get Gloria Swanson over here.
You look like a mother.
No, these guys are really good looking, and Natasha is a beauty.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I almost was like,
I
do we
know.
have Natasha on the show? I can't deal with the competition. I already have this
Look at
one
that
to deal
skin.
with.
Look at that dang
She's
skin.
gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
She's
And
gorgeous.
Go
she's
on,
gorgeous
go on.
inside and
I
out,
can
too.
tell.
Don't stop.
My new best friend.
Right. So you guys heard that. You don't need to put it all over the face.
I don't like a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you
a
want
little
that
dab will do ya.
that glamour look that Phyllis Diller was talking about at the time. She said, "I just want to look." Essentially, she was saying, "I don't even want to look like me."
No, but sometimes
Change
it's fun.
me.
It's like when you get all dressed up to go to the opera. You don't wear it every day, but it's
No.
nice to give it a
Yeah.
little oomph.
Of course.
Well, that's the beauty of dressing up. It's the beauty of
Class.
makeup. It's the beauty. We're all art expressions of a higher power, and we need to express ourselves.
Do you have a
and-
bumper
and
sticker with that?
Give ourselves permission.
Patent it.
Anyway, how you feel. Women have the upper hand where they could do more. But
They can get away with more. Because
That's-
a guy does it, and they're like, oh, what a beautiful...
that's why I love style. When I see somebody expressing themselves in their own unique way, especially not in a trendy way, it is awesome when somebody stands out and just does their thing. And this is how I feel today. Is really what I think is the definition of beauty.
Awesome. I like that.
Will you stick around?
I'm going to be on the show with Karen. Are you?
buddy.
She's my bestie.
All right.
Michael Maron, real fast, what is the website people can find you? Oh, and you are very active on Facebook, by
Yeah,
the way.
everywhere
Yeah,
people
very.
that you want people to find you.
Well, that's fine. They can try to friend me as long as they're not a stalker and they
Send a message
send
first.
a private message and say that you're friends of this show and I know you're real. Sure.
Don't
But
be crazy.
But it's michaelmaronbeauty.com and please forgive me for not updating my website lately. I've been doing other things.
Well, you're
and-
waiting to
Yep.
put the picture that you take with us. I understand.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
It's all weight.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Awesome. Awesome.
But it is fun, and we did put your YouTube trailer of all of the trailer you actually have.
okay.
Yeah,
We put
it's
that
up on our
our
blog.
page. And all
The one with the Oprah.
Yes.
I have a few of those, but that Oprah one goes way back. But not as far back as me and Karen.
Should we do it? Should
I'm
we
so
do
excited.
it?
All right.
All right, guys, let's bring her on.
Bring her
Come
on.
on, Natasha.
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes
Boys call you sexy. What's up, sexy? And you don't care what they say.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from Sunset Gower Studios here in the heart of Hollywood, Salsa Radio is proud to present Karen Cadle! With over 30 years of experience in producing and directing the most legendary stars in the world, she's got Doris.
That's excellent.
Welcome.
What a great intro.
You like that?
Love it.
Talking about beautiful women.
Oh, damn.
What?
Sageless.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Go on, right?
30 years. Now I know I'm old.
Oh, hell.
You and me both.
There's so many things that Karen has done. Check out Karen Cadle International. We'll put the link up on our blog. To say that she's known and spent time with everybody is an understatement. And one of the best things that she said to me in the green room before is, I don't just name drop. It's not about name dropping. I want people to learn about the people that I spent time with. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things in the age of TMZ, in the age of me, look who I touched, look who I saw. No, look who I got to understand and what can I share is one of the most beautiful things that I think that we are lacking in Hollywood today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I believe, though. I mean, I think that's the only way you can last with celebrities and keep them in your life for a long time. When you meet them, it's not just, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. It's
That's what I do.
Yeah. Well, I have the tendency early on to do that, but then I learned quickly that they didn't respond well to that. So you just got to get into them a little bit. And if they're having a bad day or if something's wrong, you've got to go with it. I've taken many stars aside and said, what's going on? Can I help?
And sometimes,
and they so appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
and they're probably lonely too, in that they don't have somebody to talk to.
Well, I said to June Allison once, who was a really good friend of mine. June Allison, early movies, 40s, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn Miller's story.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Page boy.
Yes. And later on, she had
America's Sweetheart.
the teeth.
And
That's
yes,
the
she had,
teeth.
and the smile.
Overbite.
So, and I said to her, she asked me a question one day. We've known each other a few years, and she said, I wonder why you're such a good friend of mine. And I said, I don't know. She said, everybody wants to be my friend. That's why I don't have very many. Because everybody wants to be my friend. But they don't want to be my friend. They want to be June Allison's friend. That image. Persona. And you never deal with me like that. You always deal with me like a real person. And I said, yeah, and I always will.
Now, you've had the daunting task to actually put shows together centered around a celebrity, which I can't even imagine.
Oh, my God, what that all entails and how... I'm sure it's incredible, but I'm sure that the stress behind it.
Depending on the celebrity, yeah. It can be you do an hour special with Bette Davis and live, you're good.
Okay, so everybody just needs to take a breath because people know my fascination with Bette Davis.
She said it.
I said it.
Okay.
You open the floodgates.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
So
dear.
share with me what you shared in the green room about one of her typical voicemail messages.
Oh, God. Yes. Remember when we used to go home and push the button and
Yes,
and
ma'am.
hear the voices?
Yes,
Well, I was doing a special with Miss D. She liked
Miss
to be
D.
called.
Really, Miss D.
Miss D.
That's why I have chicken McNuggets at Mickey D's.
Yeah.
In honor.
Yeah.
all
No,
of
she
them.
wanted to be called Miss D.
Well, that's
So Miss D would often call, and I think she would forget that I wasn't home, and she would speak to my voicemail, my machine, as if I were, but she would always yell. And I'd pick up the phone, I'd stand back, and I'd answer, and the phone message would come on, and she'd say, "Where are you?"
It's so good.
I'd be petrified.
I'd be petrified to call her back. Yeah, but I mean, always. She was just screaming and fabulous. And so I'd call her back. Yes, Miss D, what?
How do you build a show around Bette Davis?
Easy.
Because I heard some of her singing, so it wasn't a singing
It wasn't a
show.
singing. No,
It was a rap show with Snoop Dogg.
No, it was no, it was just an hour special on her life and her career. And
I'm sure it was
who she
incredible. What would you not? I mean, I think the question would be, what do you not put in and something
Well,
like that?
that's why you do it. You research, and then you spend some time with her and you get to know.
We actually have
You
a
need a-
caller.
You have a caller.
Okay, caller.
God.
Where are you calling from, and what is your name?
Betty Davis.
Betty?
Oh, my God.
Where are you?
How creepy would that be? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. It's Elizabeth Taylor.
No, just kidding.
Gladiator.
Hey,
Wow.
caller. What's your name?
My name is Kat.
Oh, God.
Hey, do we know this?
Yes,
one?
we know her very well. Cac Young.
Hi, Cac.
Hi, Cac. That's Michael
Hi.
saying hi. I've known Cac for I don't know.
What's
She's a
going-
legend in her own mind.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. What's going on with
So
you
do you have a
tonight?
question, Cac?
I do.
I'll bet you
I have
do.
a couple of questions for you,
Uh-huh.
but one of them is you have worked with everybody in the industry for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
You have a stunningly positive reputation with working
you.
with the stars.
Thank you.
Which star would you like to work with again and why?
Living
Oh,
or dead.
I
Living
like
or
that.
dead? Living or dead?
Either. Well,
Both.
I mean,
Can we do both?
Sure.
hypothetically, if they were all still alive, who would you like to work with again and why?
Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, Nelly.
That's what everybody has said. There's not one rumor.
Yeah.
There's not one weird anything about Audrey Hepburn.
Because when you're through working with Audrey and she's left the room, you feel like you've just met an angel.
Wow.
Enchanting, and I will never forget her. She's one of the only stars that when I talk about her, I get misty. She was just phenomenal.
That's
she
a
let
moment.
herself
So-
age gracefully.
Yeah,
she didn't
she-
try to
oh,
push,
no.
pull, be
nothing,
fake.
nothing. The face was just
Beautiful.
And her work with
Beautiful.
UNICEF
Beautiful.
towards her later years. I mean, what Hollywood Glamour star does that?
And another thing with Audrey, which I think a lot of people wouldn't know, that she was very frightened. You didn't see her in many interviews. She didn't do a lot of interviews because she didn't like to talk about herself. And then she would do an interview, and then she would come to me after the interview, and she would say, "Was I all right?
Oh, wow.
Were you all right?
Honey.
You are right."
Now, if Judy Garland would have said that, I'd be like, girl, we got to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah. So that's my one. Those who are no longer here, it would be Audrey, immediately Audrey.
And what
And-
is your particular gift, Karen, that makes the celebrities trust you? What is that? Because you have it like nobody else has that I've ever met in television. What is that magic that you possess?
Well, I don't know if it's magic, but it is love. I really, really adore those stars who up on the screen gave me so much when I was growing up.
Wow.
And when I got into the business, when I stopped performing, which I did, and got into the production business, I wanted to give something back. So to be given the gift to produce an hour special with Audrey Hepburn, I would have paid everything I had for that day.
Karen, you are so beautiful inside, and from what you're sharing, like, everybody can feel the chill in this room.
All eyes on you.
Yeah.
I learned everything from you, Cac.
Well, there was that time with Melina McCurry in Greece.
Oh, that time. Yeah.
That's the after party.
Yes, breaking plates and things like that.
Opa!
Whoopah!
It happens.
Cac and I were in Greece with Melina McCurry doing yet another special on her, an hour special
We
with
didn't
Melina.
mention Cac works in the business.
Cac does work. Cac is a brilliant director,
Brilliant.
Awesome.
brilliant writer.
Thank you so
Wanna
much for
come on?
calling
I
in.
know.
And
Yeah,
wait,
thank
I'll
you.
give you
What
a
are you
plug.
doing next week?
And she has a cookbook that is divine called Heart Easy. Is that right?
That's right, because being in the business with all the pressure, I had a heart attack.
That's
So
right.
I
That's
decided
right.
Send that book to
I
me.
like
I'm
her.
telling you. Yeah,
I
oh yeah.
like her.
But she wrote an
Great.
incredible Heart Easy. Everybody, 100,000 people who are watching and listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get
And
it.
we'll put that up on our blog
I
for
need that
sure.
book.
Yeah.
And I personally gave one to Robin Williams because he had some heart. So
Because he's very high strung.
Ooh.
Calm down.
yeah, yeah.
Right? Do you
So-
think that comes
Well,
from...
yeah, we type A personalities tend to do that until we reform our lives and get serious and behave.
I don't know. I'm
Never.
No,
Behave it.
Good try, though.
Cac, you've never misbehaved anywhere.
Thank you
wait
so
a minute.
much.
Wait a minute. No, never
So,
mind.
Karen, without putting you on the spot, what about,
Let her
is there
go.
any experience that you would never want to repeat, and how did you handle it, and what advice would you give somebody who has to work with a difficult celebrity?
A diva.
I would say, first of all, you have to be honest with them. I've had things thrown at me.
Like what? A cell phone by Tyra Banks.
No,
was
not a
Naomi
cell
Campbell.
phone.
Naomi.
A pair of earrings
Naomi.
a pair of earrings that somebody, a very big star, didn't like. She decided she didn't like them, so she threw them at me.
I would have sold him.
I would take
I'd
him.
have pawned him.
And what did I do instead of run? I closed the door of her dressing room and I sat down and I said, "So what is the real problem?" It's not about
Smart lady.
It's not about
you know
earrings.
what from
So
the
you don't
stars.
take it personally.
No,
No.
never. It
And
never
you-
is personal.
and
That
you
would
stay
be.
calm.
I would cry.
and
And then
cry
sell the
and run.
earrings.
No, it's never personal. It's never personal.
But
She's
that
got-
takes a strength. Where do you get that strength from?
Knowing that it's
know.
not personal, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
it's not even that. It's that I want them to be okay.
Yeah.
So I deal with the moment if they're not okay. I mean, we could talk forever. I have a great stories with Gene Hackman and things like that. There are
Oh.
many therapy sessions.
You should hear
You
the
know?
Lana Turner stories.
Oh my
Those
God!
are
Poor
my
woman.
favorite.
Break your heart.
Yeah.
Break your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
they'll
I actually
break your
knew one of her
heart.
later husbands, and she had, I guess, a low self-esteem for being such a beautiful woman. Which
Yeah, she had major beauty problems
Do you
because when she lost the beauty, she lost herself.
I want
Do
to
you
talk about
find
that with.
do you
go
find
ahead.
that a lot though within Hollywood? The women that you think that
And
that we
Michael
all think are
Channel too.
that are so beautiful, that have some of the lowest self-esteems, for lack of a better word, I guess. Do you find that?
You're addressing me or Karen?
Both
Yeah,
of you.
both.
yeah.
Yes, I think certainly in some, yes, in some cases, very much so, because they've always been famous for their beauty, and it's the ones that were the most beautiful that often have a hard time
Which is so
later.
wrong.
Which
Yeah.
is
My
Go ahead.
latest mission in life and my news project, and I'm not going to give it away yet, is I'm working on a new book and a project about dispelling the myths of what beauty should be. And one of them is ageism. It just shouldn't be.
I
Ask
agree.
Karen
Yeah,
how beautiful some of the stars who are alive today, the legends who are alive today, truly are.
Olivia de Havilland.
Truly
Beautiful.
are.
Beautiful.
I mean, the list goes on and on how beautiful.
No, Joan
they are.
Fontaine.
Yeah.
Who's Joan Fontaine,
there's
mom.
beauty in age. You know, there's beauty in age. Period.
Yeah.
And you probably get to see a lot of the cracks of how they truly feel about their beauty,
Yeah.
especially when they
They
start.
feel
to
they're not
age.
enough once they don't look like the screen idol they used to be.
The first time I went to pick up Lana Turner to do an interview, I sat outside her bedroom door on the floor, talking to her through the door for an hour and a half until she would come out.
What?
Yeah, and I had to understand what the hell was wrong. What was she doing in there? Because we were now very late. And she was trying to find Lana. She was trying to look in the mirror and see the Lana she needed to
my
see.
God,
And she
that's
couldn't because that
so
Lana
sad.
was gone.
Now,
Wow.
Now, Michael, you've had a lot of work with plastic surgeons too. In fact, you were
have,
you were the consultant
Makeup consultant.
for the
Yeah.
American Society of Plastic Surgeons. Plastic surgery, yes, no, maybe so.
Yes to everything if it's done right.
Well, but how
Makeup
often is
if
it
it's
done
done-
right though?
It's done right more than it's done wrong. We just see.
Don't
most
know
of
it.
the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that's
we-
done wrong. Karen and I won't mention names, but we personally know stars who look so incredible who had a little tweak.
Okay, a
Here
little
and
tweak.
there.
But what you're saying is a little tweak is good.
It
Little
doesn't-
little tweak starting early.
Yes,
starting early and
yeah,
done
starting now.
right. If you
Yeah.
can't tell, that means it's good work, and
Thank
you don't
you.
talk
Oh,
about it.
that's so sweet.
You're welcome.
And there are a lot of stars who have done that, who've
Yeah.
done a little at a time. And the worst thing you can do is wait till you're 75
And
and
then
something,
pull it
and then
all.
pull it all up and put a rubber band around it and cut it. It's not pretty. Yeah,
Do I like? All right.
yeah, really.
And Phyllis Diller was one of the first to come out of the closet with plastic surgery. Do you remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, it was like, oh, it was on Entertainment Tonight and blah blah
Yes,
blah blah.
see-
it was like, okay.
My theory in life is that change is very healthy, and Phyllis always knew that. But she also wasn't embarrassed about who she was at any point in her life, even pre-plastic surgery.
Yeah, that was
in
her
fact, you know what she
personality.
called her before shot? You know, she had very thin hair, virtually bald. She called her before photo. She said when she looked at her before photo that she looked like an elderly fetus.
I don't know.
That's like jumbo shrimp. It's like an
laughed so hard.
oxymoron.
She saw the humor. She saw the humor in everything. It was not
right.
ashamed of
Yeah.
anything.
But
Yeah, but
does
she was
that
a
come
comic.
from being
She was a comic.
See, but a lot of comics,
Yeah,
like,
they
they
can
make
do
fat
that, make
jokes
fun
about
of themselves.
Yeah.
Do you think that was her
No.
being defensive, or that was her
Just her
being
being
true?
funny.
She was very spiritual. She lived by the power of positive thinking. Was that the name of
Yeah,
Carnegie's
yeah.
book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, she lived by those rules. So it's all about how you feel inside. What is your being? It wasn't really anything else but that, really. If you got to know somebody like a Phyllis Diller, and there are many others, they're just beautiful spirits inside. And that's what I consider true beauty.
Wow. Go ahead.
Karen, what movies do you watch more often than not now? Knowing some of the old stars, do you watch older movies? Do you like the newer movies?
I watch them all, but I
Yeah.
always end up going back to the older ones that I love. And I mean, I have seen movies time and time again, like now Voyager with Bette.
I just watched that last week.
My favorite.
I mean, I could watch that
Bette Davis.
100, you know.
I kept getting that movie mixed up with Mrs. Skeffington, and so I kept waiting for her to get ugly.
Oh my god.
It was just the
Oh my
opposite.
god.
Oh,
My
God.
God.
But older Affair to Remember, I mean, I've seen it so many times, forget it.
And
21 times.
And you talked about the shift you made from being in front of the camera
Yeah.
to the production.
Yeah.
Was that difficult for you? Did you just get it? Did you find kind
Yeah,
of that-
I just, I really wanted to be a performer, but I also needed to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
So I got a job in production and actually loved it. And then when I started producing the legends, they became my life, and that's all I do. My client list is all legendary. And that's taking them all over the world, doing all kinds of things. I like that. I mean, there are a few who I don't necessarily need to travel with again.
I'll take the next boat.
But yeah, that's okay. And I'll get calls and say, "Can you do this with so and so?" And I go, "No, I'm too old now. No,
Did it, done it. Not
did
doing
it, done it, not doing it again." Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
No.
everybody can find you at Karen Cadle International, and that's Cadle, Cadle.
And Karen with a K.
Karen with a K.
Yeah,
Can
you'll see
Cadle
some
with
faces.
a C. Cadle with a C.
Can you
And
guys?
That's with a Z, not that's with an S.
You'll see a picture of me doing this autograph signing on the homepage with Sophia Loren.
Oh my
Sophia Loren.
I'm telling you.
I went
Yeah,
to a film screening with her probably about 3 years ago, and I was like, she looks better than everybody here.
she's magnificent.
With those-
It's
She's magnificent.
Sophia. When you have a name like Sophia Loren, you're just you're beautiful. I mean, what else are you gonna say about
But
that?
she was one of the stars that I had to take aside and close the door to her dressing room and tell her she was coming off like a horse's ass.
But you're probably one of the only ones that has done that. Because
But
people will
she
deal with
was
her
re-
and then talk about it.
Yeah,
without,
she was awful. She was really misbehaving a lot, and I said, the only one who's coming off bad on this show is you.
Good for you.
Did you guys hear that?
Now,
She
you
does
take
the
a
thing?
risk when you do that.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, she could either say, get the out, or you're right.
See,
That's
Karen.
probably a defining moment.
Karen,
Yeah, it is.
Intrinsically, is like a mother to everybody, including her friends like me. She feels not age-wise, but she mothers people. She's
Kind of age.
so talented at it. But I just want to say, she calls Joan Fontaine her mother.
Mother.
That's
Yeah,
how
I think
close they are.
That's
And that's why
Yeah.
today is her birthday, and it's so important.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Joan.
birthday.
And
Yeah.
it's a very special relationship, as her relationship was with Esther Williams, and I loved Esther.
I got to meet
Williams,
Esther
too.
Williams.
And
I can't.
another one who
talk
you,
about that.
another one who you mentioned, who is just another one of those people that when you're with them, there's just something happens, and that's Carol Burnett.
Oh, of course.
It just doesn't
I'd
get
give
better.
anything.
It doesn't get better.
There's a woman who's been through a lot, too.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
has made everyone smile throughout the year.
Yeah.
Can you guys believe that this hour is now over?
No.
You guys
Well,
have
I'm
to
coming.
promise
This is
to
part
come
one
back.
of a 10-part series.
You've got to. You guys.
I'm coming back.
Yes,
Oh,
man. You guys are both coming
Both
back.
coming back. Love you, Ross. Love you, Ben.
Love you.
Love you, Natasha.
Guys,
All
thanks
right,
for
I love
calling
you too,
in.
Merv Griffin.
So you guys be sure to check out Karen Cadle International and
Yeah,
Michael
please
Maron
do.
and Beauty Doc. You guys check it out. Until next time, I
Thank you,
guess.
Natasha.
I hope you guys had a great
welcome.
time this evening, and listeners, I know you did.
That's great.
Thank you so much. So I guess until the next time, you guys, like us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, all that good stuff. You know where we're at, sasaproductions.com, and you know we will see you next time.
Salsa Radio.